Alright. Let's go ahead and start getting set up here. We'll make sure that we get everything the way we need it to be. I said mute, damn you. I said mute. Wow, they really don't want me to mute this video. Yeah, I don't want to get nailed for copyright if that picks up on my mic. Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, that in itself will be a mystery, like, which video was that supposed to be? Yeah, I don't want to get nailed for copyright if... Yeah, at least I can hear myself okay, which is a plus. I can hear myself okay, which is a plus. And no sooner is that said than the snow starts falling. Hey there, Miguel, good to see you this evening. Welcome to tonight's stream. And so, coming off of the events of the main story of patch 3.5, tonight we have returned here to Ishgard to potentially conclude two very popular and significant mysteries. So with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Matthew back with you here at Novaura Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. So tonight we're here in Ishgard with Matthias, and we're gonna get him ready to take on both of the mysteries that have been left in limbo for a patch or two. There's of course with Hildebrand, and also with our good friend Briarden over at St. Endelum Scholastica. Now you can see in the background Seer, who's of course associated with the Hildebrand mysteries, but we'll get back to him later on this evening. For now, our main focus will be over at the Scholasticate. We'll be taking that on first, and then we'll move on to Hildebrand's mystery. So off we go to St. Raimundo's Cathedral, where the Scholasticate is located. And if you're just joining us tonight, please take it upon yourselves to leave a like on tonight's webcast to show your support for our channel. So we've arrived at the gates of the Scholasticate. For those of you who have not been following us, there is still some concerns in regards to a missing student. And so it's up to Briarden and Matthias in order to figure out how the heck we're going to solve this mystery, and to figure out what will become the fate of the students of St. Endelum Scholasticate. Will the moderates have their voice finally heard, or will the hardliners continue to stand their ground and maintain control of the Scholasticate itself? Let's go ahead and speak with Inspector Briarden to take on his first challenge of patch 3.5 entitled The Student Body's Revenge. Briarden's eyes smolder with determination. Matthias, I was wondering when you'd show up. The Temple Knights have deemed Ulla fit to recount the events of her kidnapping, and have taken her into the room just beyond for questioning, with Blazy to accompany for support. Yes, for those of you who are familiar with the previous part of the mystery, Ulla was the missing student, and we have been able to find her, so now we have to figure out what became of her. And looks like business is concluded over there. It would be the questioning is done. Let us see what we might learn. I'll agree with that. Lead the way. Let's see where we can glean. Hail, my good man. I am Inspector Briarden, and this is my associate Matthias. I understand that you have spoken with Ulla regarding her kidnapping. Is there aught you might share with us? Inspector Briarden, Master Matthias, I fear it would seem that the Lady Ulla knows even less of her own abduction than we do. As she tells it, the only people she saw during her captivity were the two thugs now in custody. We've questioned them thrice over, but they insist their employer had disguised themselves so well they cannot even say for certain if they are a man or a woman, much less give us a description. For what little it's worth, we did learn that the two were once orphans, raised as charges of the sea, to betray the nation that fed and clothed them for a handful of coin. But I must return to my post. Should we come across anything of actual significance, I'll be sure to alert you. Thank you. And so away he goes. Blazy, are there any details our friend might have neglected to mention? I fear that Ular's testimony proved entirely unenlightening. There's another development, however, that has been troubling me. Rumors that Arkham Badin was behind the abduction are circulating around the Scholasticate once more. Again with those asinine allegations. And this time, the students seem convinced more than ever of his guilt. No longer content to sit back and wait for events to take their course, they've been pushing for his expulsion. Theo has been doing his best to convince them to disregard the rumors, but it seems any mention of Arkham Badin only serves to fuel their rage. I must hurry back and help him. Very well. And so away goes Blazy. I suspect that this is less a reflection on the prefect himself than a manifestation of aimless anxiety and fear. Still, I dare say this commotion might prove to be an opportunity in disguise. I shall make my way to the vault to continue my own investigations. In the meantime, I ask that you go and keep an eye on the seminarians and an ear to the ground. Well, considering Mathia has Mikote ears, I doubt that'll be too difficult. Yeah, considering he's a Mikote, I doubt that'll be difficult. Alright, so let's go inside the Scholasticate itself and figure out what the heck's going on. I know the rules, don't worry. I wonder if the student body is keeping to those rules, though. We're about to find out. So as we go inside... Yeah, it's a mess. Yeah, so much quarreling. It's a house divided, to be sure. And caught in the middle of all of it. And what if those ruffians truly were in his employ? Are we to stand idly by until he betrays one of us as he did poor Ular? And then on the other side of the argument, yeah, Thiomason trying to contain this going on. His refusal to provide us with anything resembling a reasonable explanation speaks for itself. The boy is guilty, and I say we move to have him expelled from the Scholasticate effective immediately. Thiomason, I demand that you take lead of this charge. And of course, Thiomason being the timid boy that he is. Do I need to bring my lance out? Blazy, what's going on? Thank the fury you've come, Mathia. Since the headmistress called everyone away for an emergency meeting, it's been absolute chaos. They're so incensed they won't listen to a word Theo or I say. Perhaps if you were to speak with them, it would help to soothe their angry feelings. So obviously, emotes are required here. But how do you pacify an entire student body? Seems like there will be blood around here. But yeah, dude, we need to talk. Or in this case, try to make peace and whatnot. On second thought, I dare say you have the right of it. The prefect has the riches of House Zamal at his disposal and powerful allies just waiting to swing to his aid. We must step back and consider our actions carefully, lest we find ourselves strung up by the necks. So you would suggest we do nothing? The longer we dither without taking action, the greater the risk of him finding us out. And when he does, he'll see every last one of us suffer for it, mark my words. He is frightened, as we all are, but that is precisely why we must proceed with caution. As you rightly observed, if we act out of anger or despair, we only doom ourselves to failure. Please, sir, if you would, rally his spirits as you have calmed mine own. So yeah, this sincere seminarian needs a little psyching up, so let's see if we can't do that by trying to punch over his head. But of course, it is exactly as you say. Forgive me, my fear had gotten the better of me. Indeed, there is little he can do to us if we act as one and proceed with due caution. And remember, once Arkham Badin is removed from the school, the administration will keep us safe, so we need not fear his retribution ever again. We must move swiftly but surely to ensure his expulsion. Thiomason, can we count on you to lead us? Yeah, now it's over to Theomasol and his friend Lee, the two moderates we've been trying to help out. Thank you, Matthias. Now that everyone is feeling more at ease, let us open the floor for discussion. I welcome any and all opinions, provided that they are delivered in a calm and orderly fashion. I believe there is just cause to expel Aucambadine. As Matthias was kind enough to point, however, we should not act rashly. That is why, Theomason, with your calm demeanour, are best suited to head our appeal to have him removed. What say you? Given the way he's treated you in the past, I can understand why you'd readily assume the worst of him. I cannot but believe, however, that he too is a victim in all this. I strain to think that anyone who cares so deeply about the Scholasticate and its inhabitants could commit such an atrocity. Theo, for the Fury's sake, you would defend the very individual who, for the past several years, ridiculed and tortured us? Is it so impossible for you to believe that he is capable of such villainy? Until there is proof to say he is guilty, we must give him the benefit of the doubt. Theo is rightly. I bear no great love for Aucambadine either, but even the Temple Knights have been unable to cover a single piece of evidence tying him to the kidnapping. The same knights who have pulled the wool over our eyes for 1,000 years, stripping us of all we own to protect men like him? How heartening that is to hear! I would have thought that after all you endured at Aucambadine's hands, you would stand with us. I see I was wrong. So you're taking up the charge? Friends, it would seem the commoner has grown too content under the nobleman's yoke to fight for his ideals. If we are to see justice served, we must do so with our own strength, our own voices. Let us draft a petition that all grievances might be heard and the blackguard expelled. Yeah, Blizzy, I don't think you can stop this. How can they be so blind? The villain who kidnapped Ula is playing us all for fools, stoking the flames of hatred that we all might be consumed by them. Yeah. Theomasol, believing he's the voice of reason, but can he actually prove it to be true? Why don't we find out by speaking with him for the next challenge entitled The Whipping Boy. Theomasol looks down and sighs in defeat. If only I could have done more to dissuade them. This blind persecution will only serve to further divide us, and Aucambadine's expulsion will be a tremendous loss for the Scholasticate. Why will no one listen to reason? Thea, there's still time to turn things around, I'm sure of it. I'll help you in any way I can. Thank you, Blasi, for your kind words. Indeed, it is not too late to reverse the course of today's events. We should try speaking with Father Saturnois. Surely he'll know what to do. Incredible. Despite all that, he's still intent on saving Aucambadine. Matthias, there's no talking him out of it now. Considering how our last discussion ended, it would put me much at ease if you would accompany us. Very well. I shall be staying behind. There are a few things that I would attend to here. My dear Blasi, if you would, I could do with an extra pair of hands. In that case, Lee, Matthias, let us make haste to the cathedral. The headmistress's meeting will not run forever. We must catch Father Saturnois before the others do. And so, away those two go. So let's chase after them. And hello to everyone who has joined us just now for this evening's webcast. Welcome to the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. Please, I encourage you to support us by clicking on the like button while you're enjoying the stream. We would certainly appreciate the support. So, Father Saturnois, it's been a while. What are you up to? Theomasol, Lee, and Matthias, whatever brings you here in such a hurry? Mayhap it concerns the petition I just received from the student body? Not to worry. Rest assured that I have reviewed the document and will be submitting it to the headmistress shortly, along with my own strong recommendation in favor of Aucambadine's immediate and irrevocable expulsion from the Scholasticate. Father, we are not in here in support of the petition, but rather to argue against it. We cannot rightly expel Autism for a crime that the evidence, or lack thereof, suggests he did not even commit. Quite true, and yet it is not because I believe him guilty that I have chosen to move forward with this proposal. What? Then why? For too long, our church has been corrupted by men and women who would see its foundation built upon sin instead of virtue. I mean to put an end to this vicious cycle. What are you saying? Thiomason, Lee, there's something you must know. When I was young, I too was taken under the wing of Father Choiseul. It was by his good graces that I gained admission into the Scholasticate, not unlike yourselves. Yeah, he's just like you. I devoted myself entirely to my studies that I might prove myself worthy of his kindness. My dedication was awarded when I graduated at the top of my class and secured a prized position in the archives, alongside some of the Holy See's most esteemed individuals. It was there that I met the man who would become my closest friend and confidant. For 10 years he had toiled in the sea's darkest recesses, working to see that the ugly truth of Ishgard's past would never see the light of day, until the day the burden grew too great to bear, and he took his own life. For years I was torn between grief and anger at not being able to save him from his fate. Fearing my anguish would consume me, I found succor in my religion. Day and night I pored over scripture, and soon I found myself back in these very halls, not as a student, but as a teacher. A tragic story indeed, and you have my condolences for your loss. But what does any of this have to do with Autism? Of the Fury's love will all men receive, and by the balance of her spear will all be set free. Doubtless you who are familiar with these words. Those who deny the teachings of Volume 11 commit the greatest sin of all. They must bear full responsibility for the injustices wrought on the victims of our society. Master Autism has done naught but scorn the truths penned within the tome. His dismissal is long overdue. This is madness! The Fury knows I bear no love for the bastard, but what you propose is to lay the blame for generation upon generation of the Church's transgressions on his feet. I do what only must be done. Countless lives were lost in the Dragon Song War. We must needs purge the Church of any who espouse the false ideal that all men are not born equal, that the sins of our past are never repeated, and that the clergy might be restored to their former glory. I have faith in you, my children. Reflect on the teachings of Father Choiseul. If you do not understand now, you will soon enough. They look so distressed, then why wouldn't they be? It is true that Father Choiseul was an ardent advocate of equality, who strove always to adhere to the principles espoused in equal under her ever-watchful gaze. 'Tis equally true that Autism has been outspoken in condemning that self-same passage. Still, that hardly warrants his expulsion. You must admit the man has a point. Making an example of the son of one of Ishgard's most prominent houses would send a message, and it just might be the fastest way to bring about the change he seeks. Whether or not that change will be for the better, however, is another matter entirely. So as I'm listening to all this, it was one thing when it was just an angry mob of seminarians calling for Autism's head. Now that Father Saturnois intends to lead the charge, it's another matter entirely. Whatever are we to do? What will you say? We must speak with Autism. I'm not entirely sure, or say nothing. Well, I really don't know actually how I should go about this. Like, my mindset is making me think I should set it up in such a way that we should give Thiomason the initiative here. So I'm gonna not answer. Theo, why don't we just let matters take their course? Autism's always going on about his superior intellect. If he's so damn clever, he'll find a way out of this himself. And hey there, Yami. Good to see you this evening. Glad to have you with us. But of course, that's it. If there's anyone we can go to for ideas on how to resolve this mess, it's Archimandine himself. Come, let us make for the pillars. And so away they go. And we gotta catch up to them. So it's time to depart from the cathedral, as dawn has now arrived in Ishgard. Gotta go down to the last vigil, I believe, in order to reach the point we want to go to. Or is it? Oh no. Oh, hold on a second. What? Oh, I think I see what they're trying to get at. I think I see what they want me to do. Yeah, I should have just gone straight through, is what I should have done. But yeah, here he is, trying to take cover, and it looks like he's scolding La Brassois here. What baseless accusations would you care to hurl at me this time? Attempting to destroy the church? Or perhaps you're here to bring the light to the personal hand I had in instigating the Dragon Song War? Perhaps instead of entertaining every ridiculous rumor you hear, you might actually make yourself useful for once. You can start by questioning those two beside you. After all, they're the ones who arranged this entire farce and have been spreading these letters in a pathetically transparent attempt to incriminate me that I might be expelled. Them? Please listen, Archimandine. We know that the accusation being leveled at you are unfounded. I know you've had our differences, but today we come to you to lend you our aid. He is so full of rage he can scarcely hear a word I say. Please, Mathia, perhaps you can try soothing him. Is someone that pissed off capable of being soothed? Let's find out. And hey there, Skylar. Good to see you this evening. Glad to have you with us. Oh, hold on a second. Ha! Don't make me laugh. You expect me to believe that you, the two who would stand to gain the most of my expulsion, have not so much as seen the nonsense that's been making the rounds of the dormitories? Why are you taking a knee? Oh, because you couldn't pick up the documents. Okay. Didn't even see those. The truth revealed. Archimandine de Saint-Mel, a kidnapper? Trust me, we were to try to implicate you in a crime you didn't commit. We would have done a far more thorough job than this. Indeed, these writings simply make an appeal to emotion, not with a single piece of concrete evidence to support the accusation. Fine, perhaps it wasn't you two after all. Still, you rest assured that when I get my hands on the commoner that did this, they'll rule the day they thought to meddle with the affairs of House Amile. You best realize we commoners are not the ones on trial here. You are. I suggest you watch your tongue unless you prefer to lose the only allies you seem to have these days. Do not lose heart, Archimandine. Together we'll uncover the truth and see that this baseless petition against you is withdrawn. Ha! Why would I need your help? My innocence is beyond question, and Ophelia herself will see my good name restored. I pray that she will. In the meantime, we too shall do our part. Fioy's sake, Theo, leave it be. That aside, where did these papers even come from, and why didn't we receive one? If I had to guess, perhaps they were given only to those most inclined to believe the accusations. Foolishness at best. If anything, these letters will only give me the clues I need to identify the cow behind them. As a matter of fact, I believe I have begun my search. Happy to assist you in the investigation. Where would you have us go? And hand you the very knife you will put in my back? Do you think me daft? If the petition is proved and I am expelled, that will put you right at the top of the class. How very convenient. Oh, Archimandine, don't you see? It's not for awards or accolades that I study the scripture as I do. I seek only to follow in the footsteps of Father Choiseul. It was he who granted me the chance to achieve the grand vision he had for our realm and bring relief to those in need of spiritual succor. Of the Fury's love all men will receive, and by the balance of his spear will all be set free. I would share the wisdom of these words with all of Ishgard. Volume 11 of the 72 Articles of Hellenic Polity. What is it with commoners and their obsession with that over-idealistic screed? Come, Archimedine, let us not waste any further time entertaining the idle musings of the riffraff. Look, we can manage just fine without your help, but if you do find anything, not that we expect you to, you will report back to us if you know what's good for you. Understood? If I didn't know any better, I'd almost say that sounded like a thank you. Well, if there's nothing else to do here, I suppose we should set to work. So whatever shall we do? An excellent idea, Lee. Now, where do you propose we should start? The Furies save us. Hey, he's trying to get you a uniting common cause here there, Lee. That's all he's trying to do there, dude. Yeah, I was being waved to by someone. But they've since disappeared. Alright, Theomason. Because, yeah, I saw the thing that was going on there. Yeah, Thelena Terusian, one of our former FC members, I guess, recognized me and decided to try and get my attention. Unfortunately, I went into cutscene. Okay, Theomason, let's take on the next challenge at level 60 entitled Letters from No One. Theomason deliberates on how best to proceed with the investigation. If we could only track down the author of the letters, then convince them to recant these statements, the student body would have no choice but to withdraw their motion. But where would we even search? What will you say? By searching for more of the same document, or say nothing? Well, if they're encouraging us to say search for more of the same document, let's do so. A brilliant plan, Mathia. By examining all the letters that have been distributed throughout the Scholasticate, we may very well find clues leading us to the culprits. It is settled then. Let us return to the Scholasticate and commence our search. Back to the Scholasticate it is. Yeah, I actually didn't have to go even to the last vigil into House Fortin. I could have just made a quick dash. Well, hey, you never know once you start doing this stuff, right? So yeah, with all haste, back to the Scholasticates. So we need to find 5 suspicious letters. Pizza burn. Yeah, I've had that happen before. And it turns out I'm not the only person who's holding documents. Cramvois, Blazy, and Janchette are also holding suspicious letters. Well, let's see if we can't pick them up. Suspicious letters? Whatever are you talking about? I've not received anything of the sort. Unless... Now that you mention it, however, I did observe some of the seminarians tossing out crumpled slips of paper. Mayhap these are the letters you seek? Well, thank you. And then Blazy. Oh yes, in fact, Cramavois and I have been gathering letters all morning. Feast your eyes on this. One of the girls said that the letter just showed up on her bed as if out of nowhere. I returned to my quarters to check if I had received something similar, but there was nothing to be found. At first I thought it was a simple oversight, but after asking around I learned that there were more than a few others who, like me, had been overlooked. And what of you, Cramavois? Theo has already apprised me of the situation. Not that he needed to, mind you. It is for that very reason that I remain behind with Blazy, to investigate the origin of the nasty rumors flying about. It didn't take long for us to connect the rumors of the letters and coax one of the seminarians to assure us the document they had received. Thank you. I investigated further and behold, these are all the ones I managed to collect in my search thus far. Under normal circumstances, the baseless invectives penned here would hardly suffice to convince anyone. It would seem, however, years of harbored animosity have blinded people to their better judgments. Well, let's see what Theomason can make of all these suspicious letters. Oh, Mathia, did your search prove fruitful? It has. Excellent. Let us take a close look and see what we can discern. And so, sometime later... Oh, hello there. How curious. It would appear our culprit has gone through the trouble of writing and distributing 3 distinctly different versions of the letter. The first reads, as illustrated by the recent abduction that has taken place within these sacred halls, Aucambardine will stop at nothing to eliminate those who stand in his way. Such blatant disrespect of her teachings must not be tolerated. The second one says, it is one thing to disagree with the opinions of your fellow seminarians. It is quite another to abuse one's influence to have your ideological opponents removed. Ular, a firm believer in the teachings of Volume 11 of the Articles of Hellenic Polity and staunch advocate of equality, fell victim to Aucambardine's treachery. The villain cannot go unpunished. And last but not least, Ular's copy of Volume 11 was discovered in the prefect's room shortly after the girl's disappearance. This, more than anything, proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that Aucambardine is guilty. While the final letter at least offers an argument, it's hardly a compelling one. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but aren't there several copies of the Articles of Hellenic Polity sitting on our library shelves? While I can't speak to why Aucambardine would have one in the first place, the book found in his quarters could have been any one of those. Blazy, when you spoke with Ular earlier, did she mention anything about Volume 11? I didn't think of anything of it at the time, but while Ular was recovering in the infirmary, she asked that I retrieve her copy from her room. When I went to look for it, it wasn't there. Which would mean the tome was removed unbeknownst to her. So it would seem. After all, she testified that when the 2 thugs seized her at the marketplace, she had nothing on her person but a pocket of gil. Presumably, the book was still in her quarters then. It would be one thing if the book had disappeared with Ular, but for someone to sneak into her room and remove it after the fact? Why, it's as if the culprit intended to use it to frame Aucambardine all along. Well, I bet my last skill you're right, and that's the reason none of us received a letter. We're the only one who would be able to confirm with Ular that the book had been pilfered from her room. But who would go to such great lengths to frame Aucambardine? That's all Theo, always trying to help his fellow man. Even that man is all that stands between him and the top of the class. It's enough to leave a girl smitten, isn't it, Blazy? Why are you changing the subject, Cramvois? What are you talking about? I'm not smitten. I just admire him for his kind heart is all. Yeah, you scared her off. Stupid Cramvois. Blazy, why ever did she have to dash off like that? Has she taken ill? In a manner of speaking, I'll go and make sure she's okay. Poor girl. Oh dear, well whatever it is, I hope she recovers quickly. In the meantime, we need to put our heads together if we hope to get out of this mess. Mathia, what do you think? Why would anyone go to such lengths to implicate Aucambardine? To throw others off the scent, or perhaps he implicated himself? I get the feeling that no matter what I choose, both paths are gonna lead to the same direction, so perhaps he implicated himself? But of course,
Arkham is so fed up with the rest of us that he's conceived this whole plot against himself. No, wait a minute, Matthias. Are you having a jest at our expense? Well, logically, the only reason anyone would go to such great lengths to frame Arkham was if they were trying to throw suspicion off themselves, which raises the possibility that, as it may sound, the kidnapping was simply a plot to get him expelled in the first place. Think about it. It at least explains one thing. Ula's kidnapping was far from typical. She was not harmed, nor did her abductors demand any ransom for her release. So what happens next? You may very well be onto something, Lee. We must report to Inspector Biden straight away. You say he's investigating at the vault, Matthias? Then let us go there. Alright, let's go catch up with the Inspector, because we haven't seen him really much of any... We haven't really seen much of him at all. That is a mind-blowing number to see. 62 parties are currently in Party Finder. But of course, now that they've introduced the new rules that allow servers to multiple servers to interact with one another, then I'm not surprised to see 62 as a party number. Oh, wait a minute. The almost in the pillars. What am I doing? Where am I? Yeah. You said we were going to the vault. Then you go over here? What's the deal? So what are we up to? That's him over there! Why are we trying to sneak on Briarden? Or we're just getting his attention? Yeah, come this way, we need to talk to you! Well, that's after we're all fast asleep there, Skyla. So no need to worry. Oh, it's you. What brings you all the way here? Do you have something to report? Well, here's what you need to know there, Briarden. I see. Show me these letters. I shall determine if they are suspicious as you insist. This is everything we've been able to find. And so, under his perception of the readings, here's what we're trying to explain to him. The affair goes out of his way to mention that Ula's copy of Volume 11 was found in Arkham room. The fool, in his feeble plot to frame the prefect, he has only incriminated himself. I trust that you two have put the pieces together. I believe so. You are proven an able associate indeed. It is from here, however, that the real work begins. Should at any time you begin to feel the powers of concentration waver, or your attention to detail slip, you need but do this. Take a deep breath and focus your eyes onto the distance. In that moment, the solution will appear before you. The game is afoot, and if we intend to win the day, we must remain vigilant. Now let's get our man. And so we got 615 gil, as well as our very own pair of Barden eyeglasses, and we can even get a spectacle emote to wear as well. But we'll save that for after we're done. Yeah, I still like wearing my Twin Adder uniform in its entirety. Alright, Briarden. I think we're about to reach the end of the journey here. So let's take on what could very well be the final challenge of St. Endelib Scholasticate, entitled The Life and Lies of Father Saturnois. A satisfied smirk steals across Briarden's face as all the pieces of the puzzle fall into place. Before we begin pursuing our man in honor, starts with this. Can any of you tell me where Ula's copy of Volume 11 currently is? The letters say it was found in Malcolm Badine's room, though for all we know, that could be complete and utter bollocks. Mathia, I see you've managed to keep your word to Labrassoir. Very good. Allow me to enlighten the rest of you. The tome is currently in my possession. Labrassoir discovered it in Arcombadine's room and turned it over to us in secret, for fear it would fuel the ongoing rumors. Now knowing what you do, it is time to put our minds to the test. What do you surmise is the relationship between our talented writer friend and the thief that lifted the book from Ulla's quarters? They're one and the same, they must be your accomplices, they're not related in the slightest, or say nothing. Well, Briarden's always one step ahead of us, so I doubt that no matter what we say, he'll probably say, no, you're wrong, it's this. So why don't we say they're one and the same, and just be done with it. A sensible deduction. The planting of the book in Arcombadine's quarters and the subsequent distribution of these letters were both carried out to a common end, to implicate the prefect in Ulla's abduction and force his expulsion. It would stand to reason that the perpetrators are either working in tandem, or in fact are one and the same. While that in itself does not reveal the identity of the culprit, it does lead us to our next question. Who would have been able to enter and exit Ulla's room unnoticed? The perpetrator was able to move quickly and not draw attention to themselves in the act, leading me to believe our book smart shell had easy access to all rooms within the dormitory. How, you might ask? Keys, something only 3 people currently possess, Father Saturnois and the prefects Arcombadine and Labrassoir. So one of them is the culprit, but which could it be? It must have been Arcombadine, it must have been Labrassoir, but given what the title is, it couldn't be... I know, it was Arcombadine! Think about it, it explains why he was so adamant in refusing our help. But what sense is there in him stealing the book when the only thing it would serve to do is implicate him in a crime he may not have even committed? Then that leaves Labrassoir. As the only other person aside from the inspector and Mathai who came into contact with the book, I'd say he's a prime suspect. It certainly is suspicious, but what motive could he possibly have? If there was only a way we could glean the answer. Mathia, I hear you possess a great gift, one which you employed to reveal long-hidden truths about our nation. Might you not be able to use this power to shine some light on the matter at hand? As in the Echo? Yeah, I don't think it works in this case there, Theomason. So it's not yours to control. I guess that means we'll need to rely on our own wits to obtain the answers we seek. Yeah, speaking of the Echo, we have not used that since the first main story of Heavensward. Fortunately, I have an idea of my own, but I'll need your help to see it through. Well then, Theo, let's put this idea of yours into action. Last I heard, Arcombadine and Labrassoir have taken refuge in Zamel Manor. Let us make our way there post-haste. I guess I finally get to find out where that place is. I'll leave it to you to see that the bumblings of those 3 do not interfere with the final stage of our investigation at the vault. But do not tarry along. With Father Saturnois throwing his full support behind the petition, Arcombadine has but a few bears before his name is permanently struck from the registry. I shall do what I can to see that the proceedings are delayed, but I cannot guarantee it will buy us all the time we need. Godspeed, Mathia. I'll see you at the hearing. And we will see you there. Now, Arcombadine, where is House of Mal? It's all the way over there, so we need to warp over to the Astrologicum. Now to find the fastest way to get there. Yeah, there we are. There we go. So yeah, that's where Zamel Manor is. That's where House of Mal is located. Right across the street from the Astrologicum. I never knew this, actually. But I'm glad now that I'm finding out. Because we need to go speak with Mr. Arcombadine once again. Well, Labrassoir, why are you on your knees? What's going on? Hey, calm down there, Arcombadine. Findings? As if anything you four managed to dig up can help me now. The hearing is about to begin. My fate is as good as sealed. There's still time, Archimedine. Earlier you pledged your innocence to us. Let us pledge it once more at the hearing before one and all. The truth shall speak for itself. The truth? You expect those fools to see the truth when this evidence to the contrary is staring them in the face. How do you think this plan your pea-sized minds have concocted will succeed where all La Brassoir's best attempts have failed? We will succeed, Archimedine, for it is not just I that stands with you, but the hero who brought the light to truth behind our very nation. Yes, there is nothing that he has not seen. Even though you can't see my eyes because my head is bowed, and of course I'm wearing a Grand Company hat. Surely you understand the implications of this, don't you, La Brassoir? Mathia has the ability to peer into events of the past. Indeed, it was through his visions that Ishgal's true origins were brought to light. You need say no more. He has already used his vaunted power to see that I was the one behind it all. Yes, it was I that kidnapped Ula, it was I that stuck into her room and stole Volume 11, and it was I that distributed the letters, all so that I might implicate Archimedine. For real? Or is this just a continuation of the lies of the title? How satisfying is it to be able to finally say it aloud? For so long I have had to plot my revenge in silence and mask my hatred of you with hollow praise and bashful smiles. La Brassoir, what madness is this you speak? Yeah, he's done being your suck-up, I believe. You are truly oblivious, aren't you? Then allow me to enlighten you. After all the transgressions your family has committed against mine, did you truly think I would remain loyal to you? For centuries, your house has humiliated us. It was something we'd come to accept. But when the war between nobility and the common class came tumbling down, we were aware with the most harrowing truth of all, that all our suffering had been for naught. Everything we grew up believing about our status was a fabrication, tall tales spun to keep us complacent. In reality, you're no better than the two broom rats beside you. You never were. It was a terrible realization, but one that also gave me hope. Hope that you could be taken down just as any other. That's when I began plotting Ula's abduction, the letters, and the rumors they spurred. All was part of my master plan, to bring shame and dishonor on you and your family, as you have mine. I have staked everything, yes, even my very freedom, but it was worth it to give you a taste of our pain. What's more, I bribed the two kidnappers into abducting Ula with money from your purse, and having entrusted the management of your finances to me, you never even suspected a thing. La Brassoir, I can only imagine the pain you have endured, but to seek your revenge in this way... Nevertheless, I thank you for confessing your crimes. Now we can absolve Archimedine for the false charges brought against him. Where do we get the feeling it won't be that easy? Wait a minute. You mean that he didn't actually see into the past? You deceived me! Haha. If you recall, Theo never explicitly said that Mathia had a vision of what happened to Ula. He merely observed that he possesses such an ability. Truth be told, it's not even a power that can be controlled at will. Now then, Archimedine, I suppose that's all the proof of innocence you'll need. Let's escort La Brassoir to the hearing and have him repeat his most dramatic confession before the headmistress. Don't let him out of your sight. I never saw it. The hatred, I mean. How could I have been so blind? We've been friends from childhood and never for a moment did I question his loyalty. What a fool I was! However did I think I could stand at the forefront of our nation when I was so oblivious to that which was happening under my very nose? Welcome, Medine, pray do not torture yourself so. Rather, open your heart and allow Halone's wisdom to set you free. Once you come to see La Bossoire not only as your friend but as your peer, I promise that the both of you will find a way to mend any bonds that have been broken. Well, what do you say there, Skylar? Yeah, you would there, Skylar. Of the Fury's love all men will all men receive, by the balance of his spear will all be set free. You truly believe those words, don't you? You cling to them even when reality does all it can to prove you wrong. I suppose it is that unwavering faith that your friends find so endearing. Now then, it is time for me to put my own faith to the test and face my fate head on. May the Fury have mercy. And my throat needs mercy right now because I need water. Good thing I had a low in the behind. Ah, there we go. So what are we waiting around here for? We have a hearing to attend. I'll meet you two there. There's something I must confirm with the inspector first. Matthias, I cannot shake the feeling that this affair runs far deeper than any of us could have imagined. If you would, please accompany Archimedine to his hearing and see to it that nothing goes awry in my absence. So away they go. So we gotta speak with the Scholastica Deacon. I'm assuming that's gonna be back in the cathedral. It is. So let's make our way over there right now. Back over to the cathedral. And up the stairs. Yeah, a lot of people are finding out what's going on. Are we actually going into the cathedral itself this time? Yeah, we are. Everyone's over here. Alright there, Deacon. Don't mind me. I must say, Master Labassois, that I am extremely disappointed that anyone, much less a student of our upstanding establishment, will commit such atrocities. I am truly at a loss for words. Headmistress Sylvain, if I may, do you not find the timing of these confessions to be incredibly convenient? It's as if Master Labassois here has been coerced into admitting for crimes he didn't commit. Let us not rush to condemn a man who may very well be innocent. We must also keep in mind that this incident will have repercussions that will extend beyond the Scholasticate. Distrust of our church has never been so high. If we were to expel either one of our prefects, both of whom have strong ties to House Semel, we will lose any credibility our establishment still has in the eyes of the citizens. To this end, I will propose an alternative plan. We will make a full disclosure of the scandal to the public, together with an announcement that St. Enderlim's Scholasticate will be temporarily closed. It is past time we pushed for full reformation of the school and its curriculum. And there it is, the confession I've been waiting for. Yeah, guess who arrives? The inspector along with Theo, Blazy, and the Temple Knights. confession? Master Bryden, explain yourself.
Yes, please proceed.
From the start, I had my suspicions that someone is pulling strings behind the scenes. Someone who had secured a high enough position within the clergy to manipulate the students and the system. I pulled through records close to examining any who fit this description. It was no easy task, but I finally found what I was searching for. And, combined with the confession the Mason obtained from Novaura, I was unable to uncover the true culprit. Eyes agaped. I speak of you, Satan Noir, and I do not call you father, for you are no priest. The documents admitting you into your current position were all forged. Is this true? You manipulated Labrassoir into carrying out what you yourself could not. You stirred up discord among the students and fomented the people's distrust of the clergy in the hopes of creating an even greater rift between the people of Ishgard and the clergy, all in the hopes of seeing the scholasticate closed down once and for all.
Kinda sucks when they spoil everything with the title, don't they?
But I don't understand. Why would Father Saturn War seek the ruin of the scholasticates?
Explain further.
The answer to that will lie in his past. Over a decade ago, Saturn Noir graduated at the top of his class and was welcomed into the ranks of the Holy See. It was there he was assigned work as an expurgator. Expurgator? What are you talking about? In all my years serving the Holy See, I've never heard of such a post.
I would be most surprised if you had. Her holy body of decency, a sector that is comprised of a few select individuals, is perhaps the best kept of Ishgard's many secrets. Its existence is known only to a handful of people beside the Archbishop himself.
Out with it, man.
I'm impressed, Master Bryden. It would seem your reputation is well deserved. Though I must correct you on one account. I am no expurgator, but rather one of the so-called watchmen consigned to guard them. That said, we shared a similar fate. Both expurgator and watchman alike were struck from official records and confined in the bowels of the Holy See, damned to live out our lives in the shadows as pallid husks of the men and women we could have been, all so that someday we might fulfill one task. Where written records were deemed too dangerous, expurgators would serve as living documents, orally passing down our nation's greatest secrets. When the time came for the Archbishop's successor to ascend the throne, we would briefly emerge from our isolation to pass from our mouths to their ears all we knew of Ishgard before sinking back into obscurity. Of course, no high-born man or woman would be condemned to this fate. Know that this was a destiny reserved for commoners, orphans with no ties to the world above.
7 hells! If the truth hadn't come to light, Theo and I... Men and women forced to sacrifice their own lives that our nation's darkest secrets might be preserved forever, unbeknownst to our people. I can scarce believe my ears. Father Saturn War, the friend you spoke of.
Yes, he was an expurgator. Such anguish did his duties cause him that he chose death over that wretched excuse for a life. And while a new hour is upon us, one that does not condemn the innocent to a life of despair for the sake of one man, it does not undo the injustice of 1,000 years.
It was to right the wrongs of the past that I escaped that foul dungeon and made my way back to the place where it all began. This twisted institution, the place responsible for stealing the bright futures of young orphans, needs to be closed down for good. Take it up with the Temple Knights. Father Saturnoir, your actions are heinous and I can in no way condone them. That said, if there is truth to what you say, perhaps it would be best for us to suspend all lessons until we can reach a consensus as to how we might proceed. But Headmistress Sylvain, would not closing down the Scholasticate be akin to evading our responsibility as men and women of the clergy? It is our duty to speak the truth, not bury it. For too long, the people have been fed naught but lies. It is time we took the initiative and gave them reason to put their faith in us once more. I must agree with Theomason. For once. As I have learned firsthand, we must take care never to abuse our power and privilege, lest we hurt the people closest to us. To keep silent will be to repeat the mistakes of our past. The only way we can move forward is to take responsibility for our actions and to make an earnest effort to reach out to those we have wronged. While we may never receive forgiveness, at least we can attempt to atone for any anguish we may have caused those that did not deserve it. If it is true that all men are born equal, as I have heard so many in this room preach time and time again, then all are entitled to know the truth. Let us lead by example and freely share all that we have learned here today. Holding on so tightly to Volume 11. Father Saturnoir, while I cannot pretend to understand your ordeal, or soothe the fury that has taken the hold in your heart, I can promise you one thing. I swear, on Father Choiseul's copy of the Parables of St. Danaphin, and that's not Volume 11, okay, my bad, that not you, nor any of those who shared your fate will ever again be forgotten. You got a lot to think about there, and a long time to spend in prison. Thus was laid bare before the public the atrocities suffered by expurgatory and watchmen alike, along with the hand of the Scholasticate and the Holy See in their I couldn't read all that in time, because I was caught off guard by it. So it was that a new path was forged that day, one that would see a renewed faith in the Church and its teachings, where the citizens would come to learn that all men should be regarded as equal not only in the lives of Halone, but also by one another. They should have made the stuff 3 lines, not 2, because some of the stuff actually gets cut off by my TV. Let me see if it actually gets cut off on your stream. No, you'll actually be able to see the whole thing. That's strange that my TV cut it off. Because yeah, it wouldn't show me the whole thing. I guess I'll have to see what it actually said when it's all said and done. Well, Theomason, now that the situation has been resolved, I guess the final word lies with you. Matthias, thank you for restoring peace to the Scholasticate. You have reminded us that there is a world beyond these doors that relies as much upon us as we do them. You have opened our eyes and showed us that destiny is but the choices we make. If we are strong and persevere, I have no doubt that we can rebuild the Scholasticate and regain the people's trust. Thank you. Glad I could help. Matthias, now that your work here is done, I suppose the time for farewells is upon us. Will you be departing Ishgard immediately? Actually, no. Not yet, anyway. It is sad to say farewell, but let's send you and the professor off in style. Professor?
Don't you mean the inspector? So that night, oh, there is my trusted associate. I feel I might be able to bid you a proper farewell before I left. On behalf of my uncle, allow me to thank you for all your hard work. There's still so much fighting and bickering going on. Couldn't you stay with us for just a bit longer? I feel there are more pressing mysteries that demand my attention. Not to mention a certain young lady in Ulda who awaits my return. Are you sure that's a good idea there, Inspector? You know what she tried to do. Oh, another client of yours, I take it? Theo, is your head screwed on backwards? He's talking about his... Tactless fools, the both of you. But I suppose you're nothing if not sincere, hey Theo? And while I'll admit that naivety is one of your more endearing traits combined with the blunderings of the idiot beside you, it's like as not to bring the Scholastica to ruin. That's why you'll need someone with extensive knowledge of the affairs of Ishgard, and the proper connections, to actually bring about the change that you seek. Someone like me. You sure you're willing to offer that there, Archimandine? Can we all trust you? And that you won't be so much of a prick as you used to be to these guys? The words of a man looking to steal his way into our dear Theo's heart. Blazy, Lee, it seems you've got competition. Maybe. The theory take you all. Call me what you will, but Theo would never place me with anyone, much less a conniving snake like Archimandine. How refreshing it is to hear such playful banter among my friends. It would seem our worries are finally behind us. Before we celebrate, however, there is one last thing. Blazy, I'd like to thank you for your support. Were it not for your meticulous notes and sharp eyes, Ular would still be missing. And you go, well, of course you're gonna give a nod to the inspector, and to me as well. Matthias, Inspector, words are not enough to express our gratitude. It was only because of you that we were able to unmask the perpetrator and restore peace to our school. Just as Father Choiseul brought you to us in Gorgain Mills, I cannot help but feel Helone guided you to us in our time of need. We hope to one day repay the kindness you have shown us by rebuilding the Scholasticates. When next you visit, we hope she will have retaken her place as the nation's top establishment of higher learning, and once again serve to light the people's way back into the halls of Helone. I wish you the best of luck. Yes, all of you have a lot of work ahead of you. Our fair nation has seen her share of tragedy and turmoil, but I take heart knowing that there are those such as yourself to watch over her, and see that she does not stray from our course. Till we meet again. And off goes Inspector Ryden. And perhaps we'll see him again in Stormblood. Yeah, take care of all you guys. Get back to class. And there we go. The St. Endelim's Scholastic Mysteries have come to an end. It's a shame we never got to see Ula in the final part of this mystery. That's one thing I really would have liked to have seen, was her saying thank you to us for helping to save her too. That's probably the only regret I would see from the end of this happening. So we get 5,000 gil, plus we also earn our very own Scholastic coat, thus making us an honorary member of St. Endelim's Scholasticate.
and earning the achievement Back to School 3. Oh, excuse me there, Carrie. What are you wearing? If you don't mind me asking. That's the Shire Philosopher's Code used for casters, huh? Very well. I don't... Oh, it is in my armory chest, okay. Well, what do you say we go and put this on and see how it looks on me? I might want to take my hat off for this and maybe take off my gloves too. Oh, insufficient armory space, alright. What can I give up? What about these? Alright, there we go. Yeah, I think I look quite striking in this coat, do you not think so? And Romalia about to... Oh no, she's not finding this stuff out for herself. So that's mystery number 1 down. Now to mystery number 2. What are those earrings and ring? Oh! You want to know about this stuff, okay. The earrings are actually Grand Company earrings. You get them for getting certain achievements within your Grand Company. Let me see if I can show you which ones specifically. Or the Twin Adder, because yeah, when you achieve certain accomplishments, you'll get rewards. Like if you get enough seals within your Grand Company, you get a shield with your Grand Company's insignia on it. I have not gotten gotten this one. Complete 500 levy quests. That gives you a bracelet. Completing 500 supply missions gives me the earrings that I got. And then the 200 provisioning missions got me the ring. So yeah, just in case you were wondering, but obviously you were. But yeah, you want to get jewelry like this, you've got a lot of work ahead of you in terms of crafting. Anyway, Seer, we've kept you waiting long enough, young man. It's a cold night here in Ishgard, but the intensity of the mysteries are about to heat up. Let's speak with Seer to begin the final part of the Hildebrand mysteries for Heavensward, starting with the level 60 challenge entitled The Proud and the Pointy-Eyed. Seer is a man at the end of his tether. I wonder why.
We need to speak, Mathia. I've been scouring the archives for any information regarding temporal magic since last we spoke, and the results have been rather troubling to say the least.
Yeah, we're referring to our Hildebrand's mammoth that he found, Gigi, who looks like Vivi from Final Fantasy IX, that has been taken by a trio of old codgers since the last time we took these mysteries on.
As you may or may not be aware, ancient Alleg is portrayed in the Echidrion as a cautionary tale, a great empire brought low by its vanity and hubris. However, there are certain apocryphal texts in which the Alleghans are cast in a more sympathetic light, if not outright exalted. It was in these texts that I found references to temporal magics once wielded by Allegan mages. Said magics could be used to alter or even reverse the temporal state of a given object. If these accounts are to be believed, and if Gigi's abilities and these magics are one and the same, then it may well be possible for him to turn back the hands of time for the ground cells, much as he restored the Duke's priceless vase. That being said, there is no telling how this will work with regards to a living being. Consider, if you will, that the vase was filled with water when shattered. Even if the vessel were restored, what would become of its former contents? Would it be filled with water as before? The very same, every drop returned? Or would it be with different water? Or would the water once spilled be forever lost? I speak of the soul, my friend, for even if one could use these magics to restore the dead to life, would they be ever as they were before, with all its same thoughts and memories and feelings? The ground cells are convinced that they can regain their lost youth, and mayhap they can, but the dead who have entered into Halone's souls cannot return. They cannot. Yet Gigi is nevertheless resolved to try and resurrect Archmagus Quan. Speaking of which, according to some Charlean texts in the archives, Archmagus Quan was an accomplished scholar known for his study of ancient Allegheny magics. Further evidence that Gigi's abilities are likely derived from ancient traditions, I suppose. But more importantly, I learned the location of the Archmagus's former residence. Mayhap we could find something of interest there. Something which could help us to persuade Gigi to change his course. I had the mind to summon Inspector Hildebrand and make the journey there together. Would you be willing to join us?
Of course.
Excellent. Then let's be about our business.
What? Who's there? Heretic? And who are you talking about, whoever you are?
I beg your pardon? Are you accusing me of being a heretic? Yes, you, Inquisitor Seer. I saw you sneak into the archives and seek out the forbidden tomes. Saw the mad light in your eyes as you partook of that forbidden knowledge. Oh, for the love of... I did all of that for my investigation! You admit your crimes, that you did secretly without permission, in blatant contravention of your rules, read forbidden tomes. Then by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine... You stupid, ignorant... Are you so desperate to keep your constant charms that you go around accusing all the world and his wife of heresy? Is that what we have been reduced to?
Well, you're one of them.
I am sick and tired of looking for heretics in every bloody shadow, of trying to guess the secret sins of everyone I meet. It's stupid and pointless, and we're better than that, damn it! We're better than that!
Are you gonna lose your mind?
If you will not surrender yourself, then I have no choice but to inform my superiors.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. And when you come back, I'll put a lance through you. But yeah, Seer, I think you're fired.
Well, that came okay tumbling out, didn't it? I suppose there's no point in trying to convince myself that I have no personal investment in this matter. Or that I still have a professional one. Somewhere along the way I stopped looking for the guilty and started looking for the truth. Perhaps, and the way to help those in need.
Has the inspector broken you?
But there's no place for people like that in the Inquisition, is there? And it's only a matter of time before that stuttering fool comes back with an armed guard. Let us depart for Addershire at once. We need to find the inspector.
Good luck to us trying to find him in there. We know what time of the day it is. But in any event, out to Idleshire we go. So yeah, it's time to just let everything take its course and wait until we arrive. And if nothing else, we got to enjoy the beautiful piano solo. But Skylar, are you the only one with me right now? If you don't mind me asking, because yeah, it'll take a while to get into Idleshire. Hopefully we don't 90k on the arrival. Thankfully we didn't. So on a very busy night here in Idleshire, because yeah, there's lots of people all over the place. There's Seer all the way over there with Nashu, but no Inspector Hildebrand, shockingly. Julian, the mother, is here. Let's see what's going on.
would seem we arrived too late. Inspector Hilbrand has already gone off on his own to confront the Grand Cells. They came back briefly to trade Jenkinsshine for supplies and whatnot, you see, and the Gobby's ear caught them trading tongue flaps about killing dragons in the Forelands.
And why are you speaking like a goblin there, Nashu?
When the inspector learned about it later, he said he had to get after them right away and backtake Gee. He said he had a duty not as an inspector, but as a father. Poor fat, he's got no obligations to a bloody mammoth, especially one that chose to leave of its own free will, as I recall. I swear, I turn my back on the boy for one bleeding second, and he loses his goddamn mind. I'm afraid that he might try to do something reckless. Don't you think we should try to find him and offer hand lending? I am rather more concerned about what will happen if the Grand Cells attack, or worse, kill any of Reisvagar's brood. But first things first, I suppose. Mathia, would you be so kind as to assist Mistresses Nashu and Julien in their search for the inspector? I will pay a visit to Archmage's Squan's abandoned abode in the meantime. Oh, and before you think to refuse, know that you need not fear for my safety. Let us just say that our singular experiences together have inured me to the harsh realities of, well, reality. Huh. Could it be the scrawny little shite's finally found his spine?
Maybe.
Let's start by heading to Tailfeather. I reckon the inspector probably went there to first ask the Grand Sirs, or ask after the Grand Sirs, so if we do the same, we're sure to catch up with him eventually.
Oh, good idea. Off you go there, ladies. And I'll join you in Tailfeather. Quite honestly, I don't mind going there, considering what we're dealing with.
Oh, we have a new viewer, KMG Swells. Hello there, and good evening. Welcome to Let's Play Novaura Autism. Glad to have you with us. It's nice to meet you. Welcome.
Yeah, it took me asking, is Skyla the only one here, to have a new viewer come and say hello. Like that's so weird, but it worked. Hello there, Nashu.
Right then, I say we split up and make inquiries separately. If you learn anything about the inspector, or the Grand Sirs, or Gigi, come and tell me.
That I will do. So there are 3 Andrews inside Tailfeather we have to talk to. And they don't count. The guys at the gate don't count, unfortunately. I'm guessing the first one's going to be in here? Nope. It's just an empty shack with someone riding on a curl. And who's gone AFK. And there's nothing else in here of note. Wow, that's hilarious. Now, if we want to find the person we want to speak to, he's all the way on the opposite side. Louionnet. The Ishgardians with the mammoth. They were here, aye, proclaiming to all and sundry that they were going to slay the greatest dragon of them all. The gods only know if the naive fools were serious. Well, you keep tending to the gardening there, and I'll try and uncover more. Take a left to find Priofe. Yeah, it's been a while since we spoke to this guy. He was actually trying to be a hunter first of all, but then he had a change of heart and started to breed the things.
Oh, those daft sods. They were for Annex Shrine. Not quite sure what their intentions were, but they were awfully confident, that much I recall.
And then on the other side is Remission. Don't you just love my utilization of the French accent? 3 dragon slayers and a mammoth, hey? I'd call you a mama if I hadn't seen them come through earlier. boasting about how they were off to kill the biggest one yet. And once we have that information, talking to Nashu again. Why are you hiding over... Oh, you're not hiding over here, you're just trying to question someone else. Well, let's see if you found out anything. Or did you? You seem pretty disappointed with your results. Yeah, like, cheer up there, Nashu. Oh, I see! So the Grandsters were headed for Annex Shrine. And my dear boy wasn't far behind them either. What are we waiting for? Let's go! Let's go! That we can do. And so, from one major landmark to another. Off we go to Annex Shrine. Now, they're going to be on the grounds or within the tower itself. Actually, they're not on the... They're not even on the grounds. I need to find my way out of here, as dawn is about to arrive. Dawn is about to arrive on the Geranium Forelands, and we're hoping to get ourselves crossing a pass with the Grand Sirs. Alright, set it down. And speak with Orland. Oh, this is one of the Grand Sirs, and we found him head over heels, being poked at by Nashu. The poor unfortunate soul who bears a striking resemblance to Orland is quite firmly embedded in the earth. But is it actually him? Would you look at that? The inspector sure gave him what for. Or is that actually the inspector? That may be, but where did the other two get to? Not to mention the mammoths. Why don't we pull him out and ask? Though having said that, it looks easier said than done. Oh, how silly of me. I'm sure you've got more than enough strength to yank him free, right, Mathia? I believe I do, but I know who's really in there. So let's mine this pair of upside-down legs. But yeah, I thoroughly expect we're going to be pulling out Inspector Hildebrand, who had his armor swapped. Indeed, I was right. Well, I'll be! He's wearing some sort of magic mask what makes him look just like the Inspector. Just like that man of 1,000 faces back in Olda. No, that's Hildebrand alright. There's no fooling a mother's eyes. Oh, hello there, Ichigo. Good to see you this evening. I say, what trouble has my beloved son got himself into this time? Ready for the monsters who only wears underwear? Oh, you're actually clothing this time! Yay! Why, hello there, Lord Godbert and Inspector Seer. How did you two end up traveling together? Blind fortune, you might say. I was too far from Tailfeather when that began to fall, but fortunately Lord Godbert chanced to find me wandering in the wilderness. And he proceeded to suplex you. Lord Edmond told me all about this recent trouble with the Grand Sirs, as well as Tony's investigation, and a father cannot help but take an interest in his son's affairs, can he? As for me, I was eager to share with you my latest findings, namely Archmage Squall's research notes. Go on. I haven't slept like that since I was buried in the lich yard. Yeah, come around there, Inspector. Well, I must confess no small measure of embarrassment to be found in such a state, having been so unceremoniously disposed of by the Grand Sirs. But ignominy notwithstanding, I am most grateful for your succor, and pleasantly surprised to be reunited with you all. I'm sure you are. This wouldn't have happened had you waited for us instead of... Wait, why in the seven hells are you still wearing that rubbish?
An impenetrable disguise is essential when consorting with the criminal elements. Alas, 'twould seem that the Grand Sage have grown more perceptive in their newfound youth. Wait, do you mean they've already regained their youth? What about Gigi? Did you see him? Was he behaving strangely? And thank you very much there, Joe King, for letting me know that my inimitable impression of Sean Connery encouraged you to subscribe. Welcome to Let's Play Novaura Autism. Now that you mention it, his warm, soulful eyes were rather more pointy than I remember. But the fury, not pointy! According to Archmage's clones, no stats aside, Gigi used too much magic. If he carries on like this, his aether will be expended and he'll end up not more than an empty husk. This is terrible news. We must catch up to the Grand Sage at once. Do you know where they were headed? All I heard was that they were keen to slay dragons. They were bound for the Charming Mists, a place called Zenith, to kill a great warband named Needhog. But we already did that. Twice! Yeah, that already happened twice, Inspector. Really? All that happened? Huh. I meant the other one, Reisvalga. Reisvalga? Fury, take me, what could they possibly hope to achieve? Can't wait to get the Nintendo Switch, huh? Well, I want to get feedback from people first to see if it's actually that good or if Nintendo's just delaying the inevitable on consoles. So anyway, we get 1,414 gil for completing this quest. Yeah, is the Nintendo Switch all it's cracked up to be, or is it just delaying the inevitable for Nintendo's fate with the console market? I guess we'll find out soon enough, won't we? And by the way, Kisano Kinok, what are you wearing? Because it looks amazing. This is a glamour of the augmented cashmere robe of casting. So what's the blue underneath? Oh, Alexandria bottoms of casting, okay. But yeah, that looks pretty damn impressive. Anyway, let's continue on with the mysteries by speaking with Hildebrand for the next challenge entitled If I Could Turn Back Time. Hildebrand wishes to entreat your aid in a matter of grave importance. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby ask you all to aid me in rescuing my son and putting a stop to the Grand Sage's machinations. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool there. Thanks for letting me know. There, Scott, I appreciate it. You know, there's really no need for all that. We came because we wanted to help. I, Nashu, faithful assistant, maker of explosives extraordinaire, do hereby present to you this fresh change of clothing. Capital. I knew I could count on you, Nashu. I shall change en route. Come, my friends, to Zenith and to Gigi. So away we all go. And I guess we'll be following Kisano to Zenith. Let's make our way there right now. But yeah, in Thames FC, why isn't it part of RFC? Oh man. Thanks for letting me know there, Skyla, but heartbreak. Alright. Mr. Hildebrand, can see you're in your traditional outfit. What are we going to talk about? And what are we going to do? Make ready, my friends. The final battle with the Grand Sage is at hand. But you don't look so good. Oh, 'twould seem my wounds were more serious than I thought. I fear I am in no condition to confront our foes. There is but one thing that could restore me to my former indomitable self.
And that is...
Don't you worry, I've got some salamander oil right here. Shall Mommy give her baby boy a massage?
Oh, my dearest Mommy, Mother dearest, I will not impose upon you, not when my ever-loyal associate Matthias stands ready to minister my muscles. Oh, screw you.
Don't tell me you're embarrassed. Let Mommy take care of little Hildy's hurts.
My dear wife, I know you mean well, but let Matthias handle it. I can personally testify to the healing talents of his strong yet tender fingers. Wow. Well, this always was about things being awkward.
If that's the way it is, I'm counting on you, Matthias.
Oh, damn it. You're really gonna make me do this? Why? Why? Let us brook no further delay. Come, my friend. Coat my body in oil as you have done many a time before. You are gonna take your coat off, right? Yeah. It's gross as shit. Ooh, how it shows my action pains. Quickly now, knead it into my flesh. Knead as you have never kneaded before.
Oh, hey there, Sally. Good to see you this evening.
But you couldn't have come at a worse time.
I'm massaging oil into Hildebrand while he's fully clothed, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Such furious kneading. I applaud your enthusiasm, but mayhap I urge you to excessive force. Nay, you're in the right. Already the gentle warmth begins to spread throughout my body. The fires of righteousness burn anew in my breast. Hold, my son. Through your passion is renewed, you may be yet spurred to greater feats of Mandevillian strength. Derived from the pure essence of salamanders, the ancient legacy of House Mandeville. Salamanderville! To you, my beloved son, now become a proud father, I bequeath this most sacred of oils. Salamanderville? Could it be that the legends were true? Your muscles shall shine with the brilliance of 1,000 suns. No mortal man will have the power to do you harm. Verily it is so, for by its grace did I once weather the slings and arrows of a bandit horde, and bring my hammer of justice to bear upon their wicked heads. The time has come, Matthias. Take this oil and help Hildy become the Mandeville man he was meant to be. This is gonna get even worse, isn't it? More awkwardness! Oh, the Salamanderville have flows into every nook and cranny. Quickly now, lay your hands upon me. Massage me with all your might. Why is this so necessary when you're fully clothed? And Nashu can't be happier about seeing this. Oh, yes. That's the spirit. I can feel it building and rising. Rising! I have to keep massaging him? No! Come on! I massaged you enough! Oh, such passion, such fervor. I'm the inferno unbound, the tempest unleashed, but I have not yet begun to pose. Once more with feeling. We're not done! One more time! With feeling! Yeah, which is why we're doing it slower and longer. Oh, I am a Mandeville man! Oh, that salamander is my word. I have never felt so alive. Such vibrant colors, such intense sounds, such fragrant smells. Mother, Father, Matthias, 'twas your oils and your strong yet tender fingers which opened my eyes to the glory of creation. I am a gentleman inspector reborn. Onward to zenith. No matter the laws of nature they pervert or the limits they break,
The Grand Church can do naught to stop me.
You think, Skylar? You think? It's time to lay out the battle plan then. And yeah, apparently we're all in agreement on it. We're gonna leave Mommy and Daddy behind. Yeah, we're gonna actually do the epic walk and try and make it look like it means something. But I'm expecting some sort of something that's gonna make this all come crashing down. Well, there they are. Did they get what they were looking for? Because, yeah, they definitely look younger. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they got their youthfulness back. So, yeah, Gigi actually was able to work his magic. So now we gotta duel you. But here's the problem. If we actually have to legitimately fight you, I'm not properly not wearing proper armor. And yeah, there's a very mad Gigi. Grand Charge, I have come for my son.
Oh, must we do this now? We've a dragon to slay. There is no need for any of this. The war is over. But not for long. The worm's death will give rise to a new era of fire and blood. And we, having consumed his eyes, will use our new powers to win untold glory on the battlefield. Our legends will echo in eternity. You will doom countless innocents for glory. No, I won't allow it. Over my dead body!
Far be it from us to deny you then. This is the end for you. The ultimate end? Oh, we're about to find out. Please let me change. Oh, wow. Yeah, they're not messing around with anything. They got a blue tornado going on. Yeah, I imagine you two want to get involved somehow. And the inspector is stuck within the middle of this whirlwind. Don't get dizzy. What the heck is going on here? It's the ultimate limit break. And I don't think the inspector saw this coming from a mile away, no matter how much oil they used on him. Because they're just ripping him to shreds. Yeah, you can see his clothes are getting absolutely ripped up here. They're hitting with anything and everything. And to be honest, it's quite uncomfortable to watch this. When does it end? When that happens. You're like, enough already. You made your point. So now how do we stop them? So much for the oil. You two should be ashamed of yourselves. What kind of parents are you? Have faith, my love. He is our son. Yeah, come on, sugar mama. Just let him do what has to be done. Yeah, somehow he's on his feet. Gigi, my beautiful boy, pray do not look at me with such pointy eyes. Let Papa Hildy take you home to our gazebo. Stop calling me that. My name is Vivi. Vivi, remember everything. My powers, my purpose, my Grandpapa Quan. I made them young again, but it's not enough. I need more. More. I need the worm's eyes. And then I can finally bring him back. I'm sorry, Gigi, but no, you cannot. Grandpapa Quan is gone. He's right, Gigi. Mayhap you could restore his corporeal form and breathe life into it. But his soul, what made him your grandpapa, is forever beyond your reach. That's not true. I can restore anything to its ideal form, to the way it should be, even Grandpapa Quan, even you, Papa Hildy. Are you actually going to be that generous? Please, Kiki, you have to stop. If you keep using your power, you'll die. Oh, it's not going to stop him. How come your clothes aren't untattered? Yeah, it didn't work. And it's still not working.
I don't understand. Your clothes are still dirty and tattered.
But that doesn't mean that he still can't pose for us. Much to Nashu's approval. As they should be, Gigi. For my every waking moment is as the gods intended. Every day I live to the fullest. Every day I enjoy grand adventures.
I found your grandpapa's research notes. What they gave you wasn't the power to make things the way they were. He gave you the power to change the world, to make things the way you believed they should be. That's why your magic has no effect on the Inspector, because you know in your heart that this battered and bruised form of his in its own way, right?
My thoughts exactly, Inquisitor Shiel, and it is for this self-same reason that you were unable to make Master Quan younger. In your heart, you know there was naught that needed to be changed. Your beloved Grandpapa was exactly as he should be. Your every day was set to be treasured and worthy of celebration.
Then what about the Grand Sirs? Why was I able to make them young again? All you truly knew of them was the stories they told, wondrous tales of daring do by heroes in the prime of their lives. It's no wonder you were able to envision them as such.
And why they were able to absolutely beat the crap out of Hildebrand.
That's all they ever talked about, when they were young and free and full of fire. At first, Archmaster Quan didn't understand the true nature of your abilities. He struggled to deduce why you could not make him younger as he originally intended. Eventually, he realized that your full memories of him would be preventing you from conceiving of him as anything but an elderly creature, and that the only way to achieve his goal would be to take them from you. But you were all he had left in the world. No longer a mere mammoth, but a friend. Family. His only family. His grandson. He couldn't bear to lose you, so he renounced his quest for immortality. but I still lost my memories in the end. He was afraid of leaving you all alone in the world, afraid that others would attempt to take advantage of you and your magics. So before he died, he decided to take your memories from you after all, to protect you. But despite his best efforts, something remained. Something stronger and ever more powerful and more resilient than anything Archmage's Squall ever dared dream. You were never broken, Gigi. You were never abandoned. All he wanted was to set you free. Free. Free to do what?
Whatever you like, Gigi, don't you see? This was his final gift to you. A new life. A new story all your own.
This has all been very, very touching, but we're not getting any younger. Well, you aren't, at any rate. We have suffered your meddling long enough. I had intended to use this chop to kill the worm, but since you are so perfectly positioned...
Oh, not again. Oh. Fire barrels to try and raise Zenith to the ground. Look out. Those two pillars are toast. And we will be too if we don't move. Hildebrand, why are you just standing there? Oh, because you notice Vivi is posing like you are. And you got your happy eyes back. And now what's he doing? Oh, wait a minute, he's gonna reverse this. Yeah, he's gonna use his power to reverse the descent of the pillars. And put them back to being upright again.
I am Vivi, grandson of Archmage's Quan, and Gigi, son of... Oh, at least let me read the whole thing.
So rude.
At least let me read the whole thing.
He's all I wanted to do was give us the dramatic finish. Well, that brilliant flashlight knocked out everyone by the looks of it. Yeah, we're all flat on our backs or our sides. Including Mathia. Yeah, look up. Yeah. Those pillars are back to where they're supposed to be. And we won't have a pissed off race fogger coming after us. But as for Vivi, gave his last thoughts of strength to save us. And meanwhile, you three are back to being Grand Sirs again. Sorry. Yeah, I'm afraid you three failed. Oh, and Gobbert's stuck in his underwear again. Well, he never was one for having his clothes on in the first place. And what was going on with Julian, by the way? Well, Seer, what are you gonna do? This is kind of like your apex moment here. And to think that you're actually holding Vivi in your hands as the sun starts to set on the churning mists. What do we got here? Oh, hello there, new viewer, Andrei Ivanovich. Welcome to Let's Play Novaura Autism. You just subbed the game for a month, but it's still downloading at 0.2 megabits per second. Maybe your download speed is just slow tonight or something. It's like it never happened. With the loss of his strength, he turned back the hands of time. But yeah, when I first started getting the game for the first time, the download speed was a bit slow for me. But I'm sure that if you give it some time, it'll come around for you. Not just for the pillars, but for us all. He made us all as we once were, as we were meant to be. So why am I not my Dragoon armor? All that gallivanting about and I get bugger all. What about my misspent youth? I was not meant to be this bloody old. So is that why your eyes are glowing so red? Such a fine day. Never have I squatted with such perfect form. I very well may have reached my physical peak. Well, my actual initial download of the game when I first got it took 2 hours. Ha! What rot! At your age, you daft sod, you look foolish! You should be grateful. Gigi saw what you had become and gave you a second chance. That is true. That was our second chance. To relive our glory days. It was all rather silly though, wasn't it? Maybe Quan had the right of it. Maybe it's not so bad growing old. I was a coward when I was young, but now that I'm old, I'm not afraid to say things like, I love you, Doris. Comes out and says it now after all these years. Good on ya. You're a blind bloody fool gone spot. Well, he was honest about it. And June, are you ever gonna turn that off? Like, you're scary enough with your frying pan. Yeah, come around there, Hildebrand. Yeah, they're back to being old, so they can't kick your ass as convincingly as they could 20 minutes ago. I say, am I dead again? Could have been. Quite the lobby, Inspector. Along with everyone else, thanks to Gigi. The ground cells are also in our custody. Yay! That's my boy. Well, it's a little tyke anyway. Oh, if you only knew what happened to him. Gigi embarked on a grand new adventure. He's no longer with us. I see. If that's what he wanted then I cannot be happier for him. I am sure Archmage Squan would feel the same way.
What do we do now, Inspector?
Try to find another mystery, of course. Is it not obvious, Nashu? The wide world beckons to us with the promise of mystery and wonder. We shall resume our never-ending quest for cases perplexing and profound, and perhaps one day we shall meet young Gigi again. And you'll still pose for us as you always do. Give us a smile. Of course.
I hate to admit it.
But thank God you're finally no longer in rage mode. Yes, thank you, Julian, for turning that off.
I hate to admit it, but this whole mess got me thinking that maybe it wouldn't be so bad if I really did have a grandson. You did right by Gigi, Hildy. Your father and I can see that. We're proud of the man you've become.
And I am proud of you too, Mother, for finally coming to terms with the ephemeral nature of physical beauty and allowing yourself to age gracefully. Why are we all looking that way? Oh, because... yeah, rage mode again!
Gracefully, was it?
Yeah, so much for the happy ending. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a home run. And off goes Hilda. I fear we may have had a failure to communicate. Yeah, he doesn't go out on the treaty blade this time. And apparently she's not done yet. Through the Trini Mist and off to Alamigo he goes.
There he goes again! Wait for me, Inspector! Wait!
Can we turn you off now? Yeah, I don't think you'll ever get the graceful departure. What hawk? What is that curious light that I spy in the far eastern skies? And the so familiar scent which fulfills my nostrils? Do I smell a case? Worry not for me, my friends, for wherever the wronged won't for succor, I, Hildebrand, shall be there, till we meet again. And so away he goes, once again. Team Rocket style. Sadly. Oh, he was here the whole time? What are you gonna do, Seer? Oh, you seized their weapons, okay. I say, you do know that so long as the core remains intact, little Gigi is not actually dead?
That's right. So dry your tears, boy. There's no need for all this moping about.
I'll need to be crying if you come any closer with that frying pan of yours. He's fallen into a dormant state because he used up all his ether. His core will gradually recharge as it draws upon the ambient ether, and in time he will awaken from his torpor. I shall tend to the child for now. Well, at least we know he'll be taken care of. And so will they. As for these three, I should be glad to take them back to Ishgard in your stead.
A most generous offer, my lord, but hardly necessary.
After all, it is my duty to bring them to justice. Maybe I shouldn't hit my thigh with my... Wow, thanks. Thanks, Skyla. Oh yes, it was my duty. After everything that I said to the young Inquisitor, I can't go back to Ishgard. They toss me in a jail and throw away the key if they don't kill me outright. You mean you can't be pardoned? So go to Idleshire and live in Hildy's gazebo. Someone ought to look after it while he's away, no? That doesn't sound all that bad, actually. Fully glad I am to accept your foul. I'm sure you'll do the place justice. Yeah, basically his way of saying I quit. I suppose there's nothing for it but to wait until he comes back down. Yeah, good luck chasing him though. 'Twas the most graceful strike, my love. You haven't lost your touch. Apparently not. What do you have to smile about? You're going to jail. And Wraithsauger won't come and be mad at us. Well, I guess it's kind of appropriate that we got a night sky for that to happen. But we're not officially finished. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. I guess it's just Seer and myself, then. I suppose there's nothing for it but to leave the ground cells to Logobel, and for me to see to Inspector Hildebrand's gazebo. I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. If you find yourself in Idleshire, come and see me. There are a few arrangements that I need to make, but I can't imagine that it will take me long for me to settle in. Very well. Thank you, my friend. Until we meet again. Oh, it officially ends with Seer in his new home. Very well. Keep in mind there, Skyla, that my lance can far exceed the range of any frying pan you can possess. Even one that's abnormally sized as Julian's is. Yeah, and you do know how long the relic weapon is, right? It's twice as long as my character is tall. And it can more than likely pierce your frying pan too. Because yeah, it was forged by Geralt, the master weaponsmith. And with him at my disposal, my lance is indestructible! So yeah, it's a sad day in Idleshire because Inspector Hildebrand isn't coming back. But at least Seer will be taking care of things while he's gone. And yeah, the graffiti is still there. Hey there, Seer. Looking back on the course I've run, it's hard not to think of the man I was and feel ashamed. Before I took on this case, I had only left the capital a handful of times. The rubbish I believed, the facts I considered unassailable. Fury take me, what a fool I was. Yeah, you were pretty much quoting Share-a-Bear word for word. If I hadn't met you and the Inspector and Gigi, I would have never realized how much I had come to hate my job. Nor would I have discovered how much more satisfying it is to seek out the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth will help you, God. One might say that getting labeled a heretic and having to flee Ishgard is the best thing that could have happened to me. After all, now I am free to start a new life here in Idleshire as a consulting inspector. I'm glad to hear that. And who knows, we may have more business with you yet in Stormblood. But enough of that. There is someone I would like you to meet. And who would that be? Was it Gigi? Oh, it is. Lord Godbelt made some modifications, as you can see. His smaller size should allow him to absorb ether more effectively over time. We thought that if he were to travel with you and share your grand adventures, that maybe it would hasten his reawakening. Alright. I believe we can help you with that. Thank you, my friend. I do hope our paths cross again someday. May the Fury bless you and keep you. Well, enjoy your life here in Idleshire there, Seer. So we get the 5,000 gil, and we even get Gigi as a minion. Also known as Vivi, but his secret is safe with you. So part of Final Fantasy IX, and not just the Zidane outfit, comes with us. Thus ends the Hildebrand Mysteries for Heavensward. Which means, for the last time... Oh, we don't get the... Oh, we get a credit roll! We don't get the fancy... we don't get the fancy finish we got previously. Yeah, I guess he's got a lot of moving of books and whatnot. He's got a lot of work ahead of him. And he's throwing out old books too. Probably ones that have to do with the fury and of the Hellenic polity and that sort of thing. Yeah, like, who needs it? Too bad we can't have a translator to translate all that text for us on the right. Are you gonna leave it there? Or are you gonna get rid of it? I think he's content to leave it where it is. So, what? I'll leave that to your imagination. Oh, goblins! There were a whole bunch of goblins on the top of the building! Hildebrand will return? Oh, we believe it. We believe it. But yeah, what was that text written in blood for? And we get the achievement, that is what you are. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Both of the mysteries for the run in Heavensward are now done. Let's go ahead and check out Gigi as a minion here. Right here. Gigi. The secret to the lost art of temporal magics is believed to be buried deep within this ancient automaton created by the legendary Charlian Archmagus Quan. Vitality levels are dangerously low due to a power drainage necessary to save the lives of his companions. Let's bring him out. There he is. There's our little guy. See if we can't give him a little pet. Can find the pet emote. There you are. And it kind of works too. But yeah, Scarlet says I should make my way to Gridania, so that's exactly what I'll do. And I'll share my new little friend with the entire city of Gridania. So once we arrive, who am I waiting for there, Skyla? What is the name of your sister's alt? It can't be Power Bottom. Well, might it be you? Aqua Keyblade Master, huh? Well, it's nice to meet you. Yo, Yeah, that's on behalf of my sis. That's on behalf of your sister. Don't fist with me. Yes, let's invite you into the Tales of Eorzea. Aqua Keyblade Master. Well, obviously that's some Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I can see where the reference comes from. So yeah, it's nice to have your sister's alt on board with us here at the Tales. It's nice to have her with us, especially after we lost someone who we gained only a week ago. Yeah, a member of our free company that we gained a week ago, who was a viewer of our channel, left our free company to join up with his friends who were in another free company here on Exodus. But in any event, I'm glad that we have your sister's alt with us again. Skyla, your sister has had quite a few alts join our free company who have come and gone. Will this be the one that stays with us for good? Or should we expect to see this one also come and go? I have to find out because I'm curious. Yeah, this is clearly a mage. But yeah, that's going to do it here, ladies and gentlemen, for... I saw the way you looked at me like that. I saw the way you looked at me like that, but that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. With both the mysteries with Hildebrand and St. Endelev's Scholasticate now completed, we now wait to see what mysteries will be awaiting us in Stormblood. But of course, there's still more side content for us to do. The next time I join you guys for live Let's Play content will probably be next week, because that is when I intend to show off the third and final member of the Warring Triad. So look forward to seeing you guys all there for that brand new member of the Warring Triad, because we're starting to count the stuff down as to what's left. She didn't waste 17 levels into Botanist. Well, 17 levels in Botanist is never a waste there, Skyla. But thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Please, before you go, if you have not yet done so, leave a like on this stream to support us. We greatly appreciate it. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys for our next live Final Fantasy XIV stream. I won't be with you guys tomorrow, but I will be back on Friday for the continuation of the live Let's Play of World of Final Fantasy. So look forward to seeing you guys then as we continue that live Let's Play here on this channel. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and until next time, everyone, this is Matthew at Novaura Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.